Nighttime shines, night indeed sensation, not whispers, creaks imagination, silently the senses abandon their defenses. Light unfolds its splendor, grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the perished light of day. Turn your thought away from cold, unfeeling night, and listen
the beautiful Constellation Lounge on board the Seven Seas Mariner. And how you doing? All right, we got some repeat customers. And for those of you who don't know what just happened, you should have come to my first show. Anyway, welcome, like I said. Tonight is a very different show from my first show. This show is obviously Broadway. It's not opera, but there's some wonderful, wonderful pieces. In fact, it's my own personal tribute to Broadway roles and songs and parts I'll never, ever get to play or ever do, because either I'm the wrong type, I'm too short, I'm the wrong ethnicity, or the wrong sex. So, we have a lot of fun tonight. Tonight, I'm going to self-indulge, and thank you for indulging me. Thank you very much. There you go. So, like I said, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. And growing up in New York, hey, Brooklyn! Growing up in New York, I had, how you doing? Forget about it. I got a wise crowd here tonight. All right, keep it control here. All right, so, growing up in New York was great. I mean, I had Manhattan in my backyard, so I often found myself taking a train ride into the city without my parents knowing. And I'd often walk around, go to these great buildings, these museums and art exhibits, and then I'd find myself ending up always in the same place, Times Square, looking at these wonderful Broadway marquees. And I would often say to myself, how do you get there? How do you do it? Well, I found out. I was lucky enough to be one of the few who got to do a Broadway show and a national tour. So I feel very honored that I got the privilege have that experience in my life. Now, as Jamie had mentioned, I did a master class with Faye Dunaway, and then I did a tour of Evita, and I did a few smaller roles in understudies on Broadway as well. But tonight, like I said, I'm going to sing some of these great roles that I'll never get to do or came very close to getting. So I began with, what did I begin with? Phantom of the Opera, written by Tim Rice and Lloyd Webber, one of the longest running musicals on Broadway. Now, I was up for the role of Phantom several times, never got it. I actually got to audition at the theater, the final call, and I got cut because the Christine was too tall. They put her right next to me, and I had heels on. So, that's my Phantom story. Now, of course, the second musical I sang was from West Side Story. I love an educated audience. God bless you. So, I did 100 productions of this. And of course, I always played a shark. Shark! And everyone wants to be a jet, because everyone knows that the jets have the great music and the great roles. Now tonight, I get to sing the role that has eluded me all my life. And that is the role of Maria. I'm kidding. Actually, I've been eating so much I couldn't fit into the dress. Plus, I didn't shave my legs. So, no, actually, it's one of the most perfect written musicals of all time. It's loosely based on Romeo and Juliet, written in the early 50s by Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim, one of my favorite lyricists. Now, before I sing the song I'm going to sing, did you know that originally, in the early 50s, West Side Story was going to be the Polish and the Irish? Right? Yeah, that's true. Look it up. Google it. So, when it came around to them finally getting, production money, they had a large influx of Puerto Ricans in the late 50s, so they changed it to the Puerto Ricans against the whites. Thank God, because then I never would get the opportunity to do that musical, So, I think it's a very interesting story. So, tonight, I get to play the role of Tony. I get to be your Tony. And I can't thank you enough. Just 1 minute, I'm going to get a little sip of water here. Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful musical West Side Story, Maria. The most beautiful sound I ever heard. Maria, 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 Maria. those sounds of the world in a single word. Maria, 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 Maria. I've just met a girl named Maria, and suddenly that name will never be the same to me. Maria, I've just kissed a girl named Maria, and suddenly I found how wonderful a sound it is. Maria, say it loud and this music playing. Say it soft and it's almost like rain. Maria, I'll never stop saying Maria, 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 the most beautiful song I ever heard. Maria. Thank you. I love that music. I think that was a better choice because truly the dress looked horrible on me. So, like I said, one of the writers, actually the lyricist of West Side Story was Stephen Sondheim, who is probably one of the most famous musical theater lyricists on the planet. He's primarily known for his lyrics. Now, a lot of people don't know that he actually composes as well. He's not much of a musician. He actually uses a banjo to do his composition. True. So he produced and wrote the lyrics to a lot of Broadway musicals, like Sunday in the Park with George. Anyone recognize that? Right? You can clap, don't be shy, it's all good here. And he also wrote Anyone Can Whistle, thousands of other great musical theater shows. But this particular one, not thousands, hundreds, but anyway, this particular one is absolutely one of my favorites because there's one song in this piece that has a haunting melody. Now, he got the idea for this musical from a movie starring Ingmar Bergman, 1955. And it was A Smile for the Summer Night. Anybody know this movie? Beautiful movie. So he got this great idea and he took the story and he wrote the music. Now, this musical was premiered in 1973 to moderate success, but still one of the greatest melodies ever written. And loosely, just to give you a quick, synopsis of the storyline, it's basically three couples and they're performers and they're kind of in the twilight of their years and they're having issues as partners as well as performers on their last tour. So the role of Desiree, can anyone tell me this musical yet? Okay, the role of Desiree has been played with great actresses such as Dame Judi Dench, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and also the great Angela Lansbury. No, that's not a musical. It's a play. Well, actually, they do have a musical. But this wonderful musical is called A Little Night Music. And the beautiful melody that was written by Sondheim is entitled Send in the Clowns. Song she had to sing. And it's beautiful. That melody is haunting. Stephen Sondheim is a genius. Thank God for him. Now, I want to ask Federico up there, my lighting friend, to turn up the house lights. I want to see my beautiful audience. And I actually want to see who showed up. All right. Where are you guys? All right, you guys did show. Now, just out of curiosity, how many people have actually gone to New York City and seen a Broadway show in New York City? Raise your hands, please. Oh, that's wonderful. If you haven't, you should. There's one thing you need to do in your lifetime. That should be in your bucket list. That's one of the greatest experiences anyone can ever experience, to see a Broadway show in New York City. Now, let me see the show of hands who've actually seen shows there. Put your hands up. I want to ask you, what show did you see? Wicked. That's wicked awesome. I love that show. Anybody else? That's all right. Which one? Producers with Nathan Lane, huh? And Matthew Broderick? Brilliant. I still like the Mel Brooks version much better. How about yourself? Camelot. That's Camelot, though. Camelot. No, I'm kidding. You saw it with Robert Goulet, right? Robert Goulet, great singer, isn't he? Wonderful. Well, I'm a classics guy. I love all the classic musicals. Now, thank you, Federico. Beautiful. You all look beautiful tonight. Thank you for showing up. You guys can buy me drinks at the end of the show. All right, so this next musical, I want to see how well educated my audience is. This next musical, the story goes, he stole the loaf of bread and went to jail. Les Miserables. Great musical. One of my favorites, in fact. And the reason I'm bringing up this musical is I auditioned for this musical probably the most. I actually was told my hair was too curly. Go figure. I was too small to be Valjean, because he's got to be a towering of a guy with a real high voice. That doesn't make sense. So, and I was up for Enjolras and Marius. Then I got too old to be up for that. And then the final thing I got called in for was Javert. Now, you all know the storyline, and Javert is the obsessed inspector after his man who broke parole, Valjean. Now, recently, there was a movie version of this magnificent musical. And it starred Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway. Anyone see it? I love the casting, with one exception. Russell Crowe. Are you kidding me? And he's one of my favorite actors of all time. I was like, oh my goodness, you're butchering my favorite song. And it broke my heart because I don't mean to insult Russell Crowe fans. He's got enough Oscars. He's a great actor, but you should stick to acting. But other than that, it was a wonderful production. And you know, this actual production of Les Miserables, the original production, happened in 1980 in Paris, and it was produced by Cameron McIntosh. How many people know that producer? He's from England. Great. The reason I bring it up is because I've had the privilege of singing in one of his concert performances. And he's a magnificent man, and I had a great time. And just to know that I met him was probably one of the exciting things in my life. Now tonight, I'm gonna take back that song from Russell Crowe. And I'm gonna try to sing it the way I think it should have been sung. Ladies and gentlemen, from Les Miserables, Stars.
Stars in your multitude, scarce to be counted, filling the darkness with order and light. You are the sentinels, silent and sure, keeping watch in the night, keeping watch in the night. You know your place in the sky, you hold your course and your aim, and each in its season returns and returns, and is always the same. And if you fall as Lucifer fell, you fall and reign, and so it must be. So it is written on the doorways to paradise that those who falter and those who fall must pay the price. God, let me find him, that I may see him, safe behind bars. I will never
that's the way Cameron McIntosh meant for that song to be sung. So, thank you for letting me be your Javert. And you're all under arrest. Now, I'm going to turn back the hands of time a little bit. I'm going to talk about another one of my great musicals. Now, I actually got to do this musical, but I did it in high school. So it really doesn't count, because in high school they're blind. You know, anyone can play anything, you know. I mean, you know, they don't have any kind of gender or ethnicity issues. So I did it, and I fell in love with this musical. Now, the storyline goes, a bunch of gamblers in a paradise. Can anyone tell me what that musical is? You're absolutely right. Written by Frank Lesser, one of the greatest American musicals ever written. Now, my favorite production of this musical happens to be a 1955 movie version. Can anyone tell me who starred in that movie? Right. Marlon Brando, Frank Sinatra, Vivian Blaine, and Gene Simmons. Oh, I'm singing to the right age group. Thank you very much. You know, it's like, you know, like I talked about Mario Alonso on my other shift. They were asking me, was he a third baseman? You know, when I bring up Guys and Dolls, they're like, that was a musical? I go, yeah, it was. But absolutely one of my favorite musicals. Now I want to talk about the movie just a little bit, because it's going to set up what I'm going to do here. Now, the movie, as you know, starred Frank Sinatra and Marlon Brando. Now, did you know those two, well, Frank Sinatra hated Marlon Brando. Did you know that? Well, there's a good reason why. Because he beat him out for a role in a little movie called On the Waterfront, part of Terry Malloy. Now, there's a lot of bad blood. Originally, when they cast the movie, Gene Kelly was going to play Sky Masterson. True. But then they wouldn't release him from his studio contract. So last minute, Sinatra heard, hey, can I play Sky Masterson? I want to sing Luck Be a Lady. That's the big song. They said, no, you're too skinny, kid. So they brought in Marlon Brando, which really upset him. He had a truly dislike for him. On the set, he was, they told, you know, people knew that he would call them names, but he called them one particular name. He called them Mumbles, because he claimed Marlon Brando mumbled all his dialogue. So he called them Mumbles. This is a true story, look it up. So, but Frank Sinatra got the last laugh, because he ended up, in the 60s, doing a Count Basie version of Luck Be a Lady, live from the Sands, and it was a big hit. So tonight, I've got the actual music, and the band is going to do it up right. We're going to do that version. Little salute to old Blue Eyes, chairman of the board. All right, guys, hit it.
They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me, the pickings have been lush, and yet before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might refuse to stay. And so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck give you better
gentlemen, see just how nice of a day you can be. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with. How about you be a lady with me? A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, it isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's die. So I don't keep this party light. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby. I'm the guy that you came here with. Hold up, be a lady tonight. Take it away, man. Love letter, gentlemen, see just how nice of a day you can be. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with. How about you be a lady with me? A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, it is not nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow out some other guy's die. So I don't keep this party light. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby. I'm the guy that you came here with. Lucky lady. Lucky lady, lucky lady, tonight, tonight. All right, let's hear it for the orchestra. All right, guys, under the direction of Tim Garvey. That's a Count Basie rendition. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming out tonight, being part of my shows, and just taking the effort to come back and really making me feel at home. It's a great honor and privilege to be here and sharing my music with you. Now, I'm going to talk about a contemporary musical, and like I said, I like the standards. I like the traditional musicals like Rodgers and Hammerstein, Carousel, Oklahoma, Kiss Me Kate. All the traditional stuff. But I do like some of the modern stuff. There's a lot of wonderful modern musicals like Kinky Boots. Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Has anyone seen that yet? Awesome musical. So, I try to watch everything, but there is one contemporary musical that I really, really enjoyed, and never had a chance to audition for it. But a buddy of mine actually did the workshop in Houston, Texas. And his name was Rob Evans. And this musical, the story is from a book written by Robert Louis Stevenson. Anybody know this modern musical? It was premiered in Houston, Texas in 1997. No? Well, it's called Jekyll and Hyde. Anybody ever heard of this musical? It's awesome. I really, really like it. It was written by Frank Wildhorn. So any Texas natives out there?
All right.
All right, a Texan wrote a musical. I thought, and there was not one horse in it, or oil. But it was a great musical. Now, the one famous production of this musical was in 2000, and it was televised and became a pretty big hit. And it starred an actor called David Hasselhoff. he actually did a really good job, and I really enjoyed him. And I particularly like the way he sang this song. Now, this song is at the point where he's going to try the formula, and he's nervous of all his hard work was for naught. So the song is entitled, "This Is the Moment," from Jekyll and Hyde. This is the moment, this is the day, when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play. It's here and now today. This is the moment, this is the time, when our momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckons, I never reckon second best. I won't look down, I must not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment, there won't be us. This day or never, I'll live forever with the God. When I look back, I will always recall moment, moment. This was the moment, the greatest moment of them Thank you. All right. Hey, Tim, where were you, man? I was looking for you. You got that $10 you owe me? That's it. Hey, it's beautiful song. Now, they're doing a revival, a national revival of that musical. If it comes to your town, I highly recommend you see it. Now, I had 2 short musical theater pieces, but I had a number of requests for to repeat one of the things I did, the Mario Lanza thing. So I wanted to repeat it because we had some Mario Lanza fans, right? Woo! For those of you, I think all of you saw it, but for those of you who didn't, this is a tribute to Mario Lanza's radio hits, which made him unusual as an American tenor because he just didn't do television and opera, he did radios, broadcasts, and all kinds of other venues. Now, before I sing this piece, I just wanted to thank my technical staff up there, Federico, Eric. Come on, give me a hand. Without them, I'd be in the dark and you wouldn't be listening to me. Backstage, Raul. And once again, this magnificent orchestra under the direction of Tim Gardy. Come on, guys, stand up, think about. Thank you. Now, we'll leave on a fun note, sing some Mario Lanza. And then tomorrow, I jump on a plane and probably get stranded because there's no way I'm flying into New York. Yeah, clap, laugh it up, laugh it up. Yeah, right. Talk to the cruise director, because I don't really want to fly to the Northeast. Anyway, without further ado, take it away.
1, 2, 2, 2.
Be my love, for no one else can end this yearning, this need that you and you alone create. Just fill my arms the way you fill my dreams, and you inspire with every sweet desire. Be my love, and with your kisses, set me burning. One kiss is all I need to seal my fate. And hand in hand, we'll find love's promise, and there'll be no one but you. Eternally, if you will be my love. With a song in my heart, I behold your adorable face. Just a song at the start, but it soon is a hymn to your grace. When the music swells, I'm touching your hand. It tells that you're standing here. At the sound of your voice, heaven opens its portals to me, and I help but rejoice that a song such as ours came to me. But I always knew I would live right through with a song in my heart for you. I'm touching your hand. It tells that you're standing here. At the sound of your voice, heaven opens its portals to me. Can I help but rejoice that a song such as ours came to me? But I always knew I would live like you with a song in my heart for you. Because you're mine, the brightest star I see looks down my love and envies me. Because you're mine, because you're mine, because you're mine. The breeze that hurries by becomes a melody, and why? Because you're mine, because you're mine. I only know for as long as I may live. I only live for the kiss that you alone may give me. And when we kiss, that isn't thunder near, it's only my part you'll hear, and it's applause. Because you're mine. And hand in hand, we'll find love's promise, and there'll be no one but you. Eternal, if
signature orchestra.